Welcome to the Literature Lounge. I'm your host, Dion Robinson, the creator of the show. Before we get started, I would like to mention that there has been some technical audio changes with the program. As you can tell, there's different intro music, and when the story progresses, you'll find out that the audio style is going to be different. Hopefully, this will provide a much clearer sound than before. And meanwhile, enjoy the show.
Palmer Video Log. Dr. Joilee Raina James. July 18, 2459 CE. After going through a trial by combat, I have earned favor amongst the tribe that calls themselves the Keshamateel. Mantico, the leader, is teaching me the ways of survival. It is for the best. With the ship being equipped with light wave engines, it will take them about 5 years to arrive. In the meantime, I must do all I can to learn about this planet through Mantico's customs. Every day I can feel my body adapting to the planet's atmosphere. My oxygen intake, stamina, and endurance have improved. Mantico has shown many beautiful places to hunt and forage for food and medicine. As an agriculturalist, I took advantage to learn about every plant that was edible. I have some slight allergic reactions, but none that were lethal. Mantico has also taught me a few words from his language. As far as the planet's environment, I find it breathtaking. The atmosphere is so clear at night, I can even see other planets on the horizon in the pinkish nebula skies. It is a surreal experience to live without the nurturing technology of my world. It kinda makes me wonder, was Earth just as beautiful before our ecosystem collapsed?
Mantico returned to Joilee's chamber carrying an animal hide pelt full of weaponry the following day. Mantico stood over her and watched Joilee gracefully slumber. Upon waking up, Joilee was startled by Mantico glaring at her. It made her feel uneasy, as she feared that he would try to mate with her again. "Look. I am not that type of woman, so go somewhere else," Joilee replied. Mantico went to the table and spread the rolled animal skin across the surface. Mantico unctioned Joilee to come closer. As she got closer to the table, she saw all types of weaponry. She saw weapons similar to the bow and quiver full of arrows, a staff, and a few daggers. Mantico decides to establish some form of communication, starting with formalities. Mantico patted his chest. "Mantico." Joilee realized that Mantico was introducing himself, so she returned the gesture. "Joilee," she stated as he patted his chest. Mantico nodded before returning his attention to the table. He grabbed an animal pelt and tied it around Joilee. Joilee did not know what to think. "What are you doing?" Joilee asked. Mantico said a few words while continuing to equip Joilee with the necessary tools for survival. Mantico put 2 daggers in her side sheath and put a bag of arrows back. Next, he put the bow in her hand and the arrow satchel on her back. "Joilee," Mantico replied as he made her follow him. 30 minutes later, Mantico took Joilee into the jungle to teach her to hunt. He was teacher Joilee the use of the bow and arrow. Mantico saw a 4-legged beast the size of a deer. Mantico took an arrow from Joilee's quiver and gave it to his protégé. Joilee put the arrow to the bowstring and retracted the arrow for a kinetic force. Joilee pointed the arrow towards the creature and fired a shot. It was horrible as the arrow flew straight into the trees. The beast was startled a bit and moved away. After tracking the animal, Mantico pointed his arrow and shot the animal in the heart. Mantico went to the animal, cut a meat piece, and took a chunking bite. He passed a bit to Joilee. She refused. No thanks, it needs to be cooked." Mantico looked at Joilee with a confused look. "Fire," Joilee replied as she tried making a gesture. Mantico was still confused. Joilee thought for a second until she got the idea to make a small fire. She took 2 sticks, hoping the dense oxygen would not prevent her from making a flame. Mantico understood. He removed a vial from his satchel. Mantico opened the vial and poured the yellow liquid onto the wood. The wood started smoking and combusted into flames. Joilee took a sample of the yellow substance with her palmer. The scan detected a faint presence of thermite. Mantico took a stick, put the chunk of meat, and held it over the fire to cook. After it was well done, she offered Mantico to try it. Mantico took a bite, and it was to his satisfaction. Now it was Joilee's turn as he offered her a piece. Joilee took the meat and hesitantly took a bite. It was a bit gamey. Mantico lifted the animal on his shoulder to return to the village. The next day, Mantico took Joilee to the forest to forage. Mantico showed her the proper plants and herbs to gather and avoid. After filling their satchels, Mantico became hungry. He took Joilee to a wild orchard where fruit grew abundantly. Joilee was amazed when she saw colorful fruit glowing with mild radiant light. Mantico picked one of the fruit from the tree that was twice the size of her hand. Again, Joilee was hesitant. She wanted to scan the fruit with her palmer as a precaution. Mantico looked at her and urged her to take a bite as he looked at her eagerly. "All right already," Joilee stated. Once Joilee took a bite, her mouth was flooded with a light sweetness. "Not bad." Joilee took another bite. This brought back memories of when she was a young agricultural scientist during her academy days. 3 years ago, Joilee conducted genetic modification experiments enhancing plants' DNA, using an herbal steroid called Resilient 0309198. Joilee's goal was to make Earth plants resilient against harsh environmental conditions. The goal was to use these plants for terraforming purposes. These plants would be used to grow food on Mars and to terraform Sierra Alpha Prime. Joilee came up with a terraforming plan to create an oxygenated atmosphere. The genetically modified plants would aid in the process. Joilee presented the plan to the council. The governing council was pleased with her presentation and took into a vote to initiate her plans. After her performance, she went home for the evening to rest. Joilee had been doing a nearly 10-hour shift to work on her research with the plant specimens. She had to report to duty in the agricultural lab at 600 hours. However, her sleep was cut short after receiving a call to report to the agricultural science lab. Joilee got up and made haste. She was met by her superior Chief Agriculture Science Officer, Dr. Yokamura. "Joilee, I am glad you finally made it," Dr. Yokamura replied. "You made it sound urgent. I was having the nicest dream." "Well, one of your dreams is about to come true. Your work with the soil enrichment for the strawberry specimens. They have finally matured. In the past couple of weeks." "Past couple of weeks? Strawberries take at least a month and a half to grow." "Yeah, but your experiment has been fruitful, literally speaking. The ones you planted 7 weeks ago came back from the agricultural test site in Central Africa. The results are astonishing." "Where are they?" "Over here." The higher-ranking military scientist went to a food cache and opened it. He removed a strawberry that was the size of a tennis ball. "Catch." The science officer tossed her the oversized fruit. Joilee caught it and observed it in amazement. "Are these from the seeds that were altered with the resilient steroid?" "That it is." "Joilee, do you know what you have done here? Your theories were right about vegetable DNA strains altered with the steroid. Its genetic material will adapt to any climate and increase food growth. We must inform the Science Council at once." "Wait, we must do other tests with other fruits and vegetables." "What are you talking about, Joilee? You tested on the potatoes, carrots, corn, and now strawberries. We had a 76% increase in growth rate." "Yeah, but you know the council wants a 100% success rate. That is the only technical ideology of the government. The rate that this planet is dying, 100%, is luxury at this point." Are you sure about this? I'm your commanding officer. If the Science Council disagrees with the results, I take full responsibility.